Have you ever had a prospect slip right through your fingers in the middle of a sales process only to find them going to another competitor later on? Or possibly you've even had them through the sales process, got to the place where they were just making the decision at the very end and you had to phone them back and you could never reach them again. If you've ever had that kind of feeling going into a sales process and wondering why you may not have been able to get that client, you have to listen carefully because I've put together a couple videos to help you out with that. We've been studying it for years, and you need to know that it's very important to overcome this problem because you're working hard right now, but you're not getting your results, and we can change that. My name is Rich Grof. I run a company called RG Performance Sales Coaching. We've spent and dedicated years in the sales process, understanding it, learning what's really working, and understanding what we need to do to change it so that we can help other people. We've got a number of things that I want to bring to your attention so that you can actually see just how important and how easy it can be to change your sales statistics. So let's just see if this resonates for you. Possibly you've been working hard, you've got a great skill and ability, maybe a technical skill, and you're bringing it to the marketplace. And when you talk to people, they seem to get it, you seem to understand that they need your services, but for whatever reason, they walk away and you're not actually getting them to start with you. If that's how it's happening for you right now, you're probably frustrated and finding yourself putting in a lot of proposals, maybe some estimates, and maybe not getting the clients to call you back the way you'd like to. That's frustrating. And then after you've turned around and put all that effort into sales, you take a look at what's going on in your business and you realize that things are slipping through your fingers. Clients that could have been and should have been and were perfect for you are slipping right through your fingers. And you try this and you try that, and some of it's working, but some of it's not. In fact, you'll even have a day where you're actually doing all the right things right, and a client will start with you, and that's a great day. Then the next day you come on and to another client and you do the exact same things, only to find that nothing's going to happen the same way. So what's really happening? Well, we're going to spend a few minutes on that. We're going to spend a few minutes on some of the things that we've had for myths in our sales industry. We're going to demyth it, if you will. And I'm going to give you some nuggets that you can really take and put to use in your business so that you can excel and actually work hard, but work smart and actually land more clients. What we've discovered is this, is that the average person, whether you're a professional, whether you're a contractor, whether you're maybe you're in the service industry like I am as a coach, or possibly you're a therapist, all of the time that we have to talk to those individuals that want to come and use our services or goods, we have to turn around and take them through a process that'll have them start with us. That process is what we call sales. And when we're in the sales process, we get confused about what needs to happen. Why? Well, there's been lots of training, and I'm going to get into that in a lot of detail about what's working, what's not working. But the bottom line is this, is that we found through our research that only about 3 out of 10 people that you're talking to that are ideal clients, the ones that you would want to start with you and sign right now, are the ones that you're going to actually be able to turn around and get to start with you. Now, what happens with the other 7? Well, some of them actually probably aren't going to start. They're going to false start, if you will. So a couple of those are going to false start. That takes you to about 5 out of 10 for total. And then the other 5 are waiting for something to happen so they can buy. And that's what this is all dedicated to. Because we really believe that if we give buyers what they need, buyers buy. And everybody wants to buy or they wouldn't be talking to you. They just have a need and we need to try and fill it. So the great news is that we've got something that we can turn around and we can help you with if you're at the 3 out of 10 mark. Now, if you're a professional salesperson, you're going to say, hey, Rich, I've been working at this a long time. I think my statistics are even better. Well, the good news is I've even got some other things too that are going to explain those odd ones that you are losing that you're not sure what's happening. That's valuable too, because here's my thought. If you're doing all the work, I have no problem with this. Working hard is not a problem. Do all the work and then get paid for it. It's really, really important that if you're doing the work, you should get paid for it. And it's nothing more frustrating than doing all the work and having them go to someone else and somebody else get paid for your hard work. Don't want that to happen. So let's have a little discussion about some of the things that are really, really important, and take your pen out and start making some notes because this stuff's really valuable. The first thing I want to bring up is this. We have been talking about technical skill for a long time. Now, if you went to college or you went to a specialty school to get some what I call college or career education, or maybe your particular industry profession requires that you take a certain amount of educational credits, you become very technically able to perform the task at hand. Some of us probably started off working with other people. We went and started to work with those individuals and learned to fine-tune our ability to produce results for the people we're serving. That's important. It's called the technical skill. I'm a coach. I turn around and I went through a lot of classes, lots of investment into my coaching skills. So all kinds of different courses. And the exciting part about that is that it didn't make me any better at the sales process, but it made me a great coach. And I see people around me all the time that have great technical skills, massage therapists, coaches, naturopath doctors, lawyers, and, salespeople and construction people and my mechanic and all of those people that are excellent at what they do. And you got to know that that is separate and stands outside of everything that you do in the sales process. You have to produce results, but most of us have a great nature and have a great desire to produce results. Matter of fact, that's why we got into business. We got into business so we could help other people. We've got this great skill and we got into business. We didn't realize that there was all kinds of stuff that we had to know and all kinds of stuff that we had to do to actually make it real. So, so technical skill. Now, the great part about this that you got to know is being technically able to produce results does not mean that you'll get the client. End of story. You can be a brilliant technician in your business. You could be the best in your industry, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the client. Wow. You would think that people would search out the best in the industry. Well, it used to be that way. Years ago, if you were in a small town and there was one blacksmith and one, corner store, and there was one person that did this and one person that did that, there wasn't a lot of competition. Right? And I'm taking you way back to the turn of the century, but even so, things have radically changed in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, all of that whole competition thing's blown up because the internet's made the world a smaller place. So we're going to talk about that in detail too in one of the next upcoming videos. You're going to want to make sure you don't miss that because the information will blow your mind. It's really that good. And if you're not paying attention, we've heard, social media, internet, all that stuff. No, it's a little bit more than that. And I'm going to show you how it's radically shifted things in the way that we have to work with our clients. If you know what's going on here, this is where you'll actually get ahead of your competitors and do really well while they're still trying to figure it out. That's really important for you because you'll make more money quicker and you'll grab more market share. And here's the thing that I know. I work with a lot of salespeople. I work with, my goodness, we've probably coached about 1,200 or so individually, plus all our team coaching and all of our group sessions and all of the rest of that. That's just me personally, without even bringing in, some of the other people that we have on our team. And so you can double, triple, quadruple that quite clearly. So we've got a lot of experience working with individuals in sales. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of things that can slow you down. Matter of fact, I'm going to mention this in our upcoming sessions, but our one product has what we call hidden elements, those things that we don't really see and we don't really, think that are important that are. And we've got a chapter just with 21 that's not even in the, we just had to put them in because we couldn't even get them into the system somewhere. And there's probably another 20 to 50 of those somewhere in there. So you've got a big, massive amount of little things that are making huge difference in the sales process. So, if you're here and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know if I'm going to spend any more time listening to this guy, honestly, really, you owe it to yourself to go through the next few videos. It's a few minutes of your time, but you'll really start to understand exactly where you're losing your clients and what you can do to make the small changes that'll get you started in the process that'll get you going where you want to go. Because the last thing you want to do is turn around and waste all your time and energy when you don't have to do that. It's hard enough to do the job every single day, technically, and then turn around and work with a prospect. And if you say the right thing at the wrong time or the wrong thing at the right time, you've lost yourself a prospect, and that might have been a very good client for you to work with. So let's not do that. That's just not something that we need to go through. Get the clients that you deserve. If they're not your clients, they can go to another person or another company, and that's fair game, and that's the way we want it to work. But if you're talking to the perfect client, let's get them for you. So my encouragement is that you watch this video again if you'd like to get the information. Go to the next video, and we're going to get into some nuggets for you. And that's my place that we're going to be bringing in some more content as we get going forward. I'd love to have your comments on the information below. And if there's some other information that you would like here, check the buttons out and see what you want to do with any of the free information, as well as maybe even signing up for what we've got coming up here in future. So my name again is Rich Grof, RG Performance Sales. It's been my pleasure to talk with you. I look forward to talking to you in the next video.